So we're here, very excited to be looking around the Lake District. Today, I think I'm going to go look at some of the bookstores. I saw a bookstore on my way in, so cannot resist a bookstore. And maybe find a nice spot to sit and write or read, either at a cafe or outside. My friend coming up tomorrow, and we're gonna go wild swimming.
Writing your memoirs?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. Okay. What? Okay, so in my first day, what I have learned about the Lake District so far is that, one, it is so silent here. Like, I could just sit on a bench and I can hear the clock ticking. That's how quiet it is. You have none of that extra like hum or like white noise. And it's really interesting because like you do hear the birds so clearly, or like when people walk around you can hear their footsteps, or like every minor thing is so loud, and not in like a eerie way, but more just in like the crunch of the dirt, and like the nature feels so real here. It feels so real. It's insane. And it's literally just so beautiful. And I think there's something about like, you know, like us being a part of nature and like our rhythms being aligned with nature's rhythms. Like sitting outside today and just like writing and drawing and like looking at the surroundings, like I felt more peaceful because in the quiet, like I feel like my inner rhythm could like align with like nature's rhythm, and that was like such a cool experience. I'm reading Dorothy's Grasmere journals right now. I have a little anthology, but then I have like the main one as well, and I want to find an excerpt that I'm going to put over this video, but I'm so excited to read more of it and kind of get to be in the place that she went walking and wrote about and experienced. If you don't know who Dorothy Wordsworth is, she is the sister of the renowned poet William Wordsworth, and she wrote journals throughout all her time living and being in the Lake District, and they're really beautiful, and they're like her diary entries, so they're very like day-to-day life, but she describes things so beautifully. Like her prose is just incredible, and I'm really glad that it's finally published into a rightful collection of its own, so yay! Oh yeah, second thing I learned, the birds will dive bomb you here. Because there's probably not a lot of people, the birds I guess are a bit more wild, they have no personal space, and I know pigeons in cities as well don't typically tend to have personal space, but these birds are on a whole nother level. I think maybe they saw my hair and said, nesting material, and tried to dive bomb me a little bit. It was really scary. I jumped out of the way. A cute older couple looked at me, a little concerned. Anyway, oh. And a bird just flew past my window. What else? I just feel so much more at peace, similar to like with the quiet, like what they say about like having a clear mind. Like my mind and like my ears just feel so like clear. You can feel like you can just really think and like be in the moment out here. It's so cool. What else have I learned? The locals are funny and they're nice and they will talk to you. Yeah. And they don't really need the sunglasses, even though it's bright. So we were here the other day and we had a little wetsuit catastrophe, which is why we did not get a clip of me swimming. We only have a clip of Bronte swimming, and I got up to my legs and some people were, I thought they were making fun of me, but they were actually making fun of Bronte and saying I need to get a new friend because my friend's crazy for wild swimming in the cold weather. We're back today and we've just been in the lake and it's been really nice.
So let me.
Oh, you want them? Okay, we're gonna go into depth here.
So I was over at Ivy's when she was ordering the wetsuit, and we went through the size chart, figuring out the size of the wetsuit, and we got what was, we think, the right one.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't try it on, which, brave choice. I got to respect it, just the confidence. Then we arrive here, and she started trying to put the wetsuit on. My knees, are my knees supposed to hurt in a wetsuit?
Look at the dog. Sorry, it's so cute.
But we didn't want to risk it. Eventually, Ivy decided to risk it, but that was then, I had already been in the water like 40 to 50 minutes at that point, so I was getting cold. So we decided to come back later, and now here we are. And our fabulous girl made it in.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. I put the wetsuit on today. We went in, it was really nice. You want a blueberry?
I would love a blueberry. So I'm currently reading Unaccustomed Earth by Jim Lahiri. It's a collection of 8 short stories, and it's about various Indian American families. So it says that it's like spelling back over memories and generations in India. It's still kind of, it's going backwards in time slightly, so we're at like the 60s. It's usually about the second generation family, so it's less so about the first generation that have immigrated. It can often be like about the ones that have immigrated, but it's never from their point of view, it's always from the point of view of their children. I've loved it so far. I love Jim Lahiri.
This is August Blue by Deborah Levy, and I spoke about this in my last video actually, and it's about a musician at the height of her career, and she's also adopted by a very famous composer, other musician, professor guy. It kind of explores her thoughts about her adoption, and also just as she is at the height of her career, she decides to walk off the stage in the middle of the main performance.
I love that.
I think we start off in Greece, and she's watching a woman buy a pair of dancing horses, and she just like desperately wants the horses. This like woman that she follows around, it's unclear if it's just her thoughts, magical realism, or if it actually is happening, but it does kind of exist as a metaphor for how she is trying to recreate her own image. She is also trying to find her own artistic voice because she's always played pieces that are other people's pieces, and she wants to like create her own. Yeah, it's really good so far. I love the structure. It's written kind of in like a memory style structure.
I love books. I love, I call them like web weaving books where you're...
They really are! That's such a great way to describe it.
Well, I use web weaving for everything. Like, it's my go-to phrase. But like books where you're starting from a point and then you're trying to like figure out, why did we end up here? Why is this the moment we're returning to? Why are these the people we're returning to? Why is this situation triggering a certain memory? And you're like slowly building the web, and then eventually you like make your full net.